Hi, freshman A English students. Today is Wednesday, April 15th, and I hope you guys are all doing well and you're staying sane. Today is actually my 30th birthday, so spending that in quarantine. Wish I could be celebrating with you all instead of being here by myself. Okay, few things. Going to recap about Romeo and Juliet because for homework you had seen scenes 4 and 5 from Act 2, and you guys finished the Ed puzzle with the balcony scene. So I just want to let you guys know about in Act 2, Scene 3. This was the day after the balcony scene, which you watched the video of it, and I think that just really shows a little bit more of their like intimacy, and that Romeo and Juliet do have an affection for each other instead of just reading it. The next morning, Romeo goes to visit his good friend, Friar Lawrence. You guys were doing an awesome job with the reading guides, but I just want to clarify a few things. We definitely see Friar Lawrence and Romeo's relationship immediately because Friar Lawrence is like, "Oh, Romeo, I see you've been up all night. Have you been with Rosaline?" And Romeo's like, "Who's Rosaline? I don't even know that name. No, I've been feasting with my enemies. I've actually been with Juliet." And Friar Lawrence says one of my favorite lines. He says, "Holy Saint Francis, what a change is this?" And he's like, "Holy tamale, can't believe that now you love another girl." But eventually Romeo asks, "Will you marry Juliet and I?" Remember, folks, it has been not even 24 hours. It has been like maybe 12 hours since they've known each other. Not even. So Friar Lawrence actually agrees to marry them. But this is one thing I wanted to clarify. On line 91 of Act 2, Scene 3, he agrees by saying, "For this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love." So he agrees, not because he actually thinks Romeo and Juliet are in true love, but because he believes it will unify the two families. It will form an alliance between the families. Still not a great motivation for Friar Lawrence, but at least he is doing it for the good of all of Verona. Another thing to clarify, on Act 2, Scene 4, so this is continuing on that same day. So our whole timeline so far, you guys, since the beginning of the play, has been about a full day and a half, okay? We have Mercutio. We learn a little bit more about him, talking to Benvolio, that he's actually kind of rude. And yes, he's funny, but we know he's rude because of the things that he says about the nurse. He calls her a sail. He compares her to a sail, like the ship sail, saying that she's very big and that she is very old and ancient. And keep in mind that nobody knows about Romeo and Juliet's relationship except for Friar Lawrence and the nurse at this point. So his best friends still don't even know. And we see the nurse become very protective of Juliet and kind of ask Romeo what his intentions are. She says things like, "If you were to lead her to a fool's paradise, as they say, was a very gross kind of behavior, as they say, for the gentlewoman is young, and therefore should you deal double with her." And she's like protective and like, "I will get you if you hurt my Juliet." Then, ladies and gentlemen, we have Act 2, Scene 5. I'm actually just going to summarize this right now for you. This is later that day. We have Juliet in her room, and she is so excited for the nurse to come back with news after seeing her great love, Romeo. And the nurse does come back, and she teases Juliet, and it just shows more of their relationship, that she's very motherly, that she is like, "Ooh, I have a letter, or I have news from your boyfriend. I got to talk to him." And the nurse says, "Juliet, Romeo's a very nice guy, but his friends are a little questionable. But you should tell your parents that you're going to go to reconciliation or shrift today. And when you go to Friar Lawrence's cell for confession, actually, Romeo will be there and you guys will get married." Guys, again, think of the timeline. Very, very fast, okay? That is all of Act 2, Scene 5. Here we go. So I'm allowing you to skip that. Let's also summarize Act 2, Scene 6, later that same day in Friar Lawrence's cell. Friar Lawrence is there with Romeo. Juliet comes in for confession because during this time, girls were only allowed to leave and be by themselves if they were at church, going to confession, okay? And Friar says to both of them, "These violent delights have violent ends, and in their trumpet die like fire and powder, which as they kiss consume. And that is lines 9 through 11. Friar Lawrence says that. So he's comparing their love to fire and powder, fire and gunpowder. So I want you guys to think about that figurative language where, like, what's the effect of that comparison, right? Like, he is comparing them to a weapon, specifically to a spark and gunpowder, to a bomb. So what is the effect of comparing them to a bomb instead of like a gun wound or a knife fight? How is that weapon what's the effect of that figurative language? Okay, that's what I want you guys to think about. Then Romeo and Juliet finally put their hands together and they're like, I love you, it's more than words. I love you more than words. I can't even express myself. And Friar Lawrence is like, cool, I will now marry you. That is the end of Act 2. By the end of Act 2, guys, we have basically, it's been 2 days and Romeo and Juliet have met and are married within 2 days. Moving a little fast. Okay, that is where you guys are going to pick up. You are actually going to start Act 3. This is going to be Act 3, Scenes 1 and 2 with the reading guide, or your homework for Monday. I actually put an Ed puzzle for Act 3, Scene 1, because there is a lot of, it's a fight, okay, guys? This is where it's like some gang violence. You see like the hatred between the families. It's easier to visualize it. We would be acting this out in class if we could, but instead you will watch a video of that one if you like, and then also reading Scene 2 with the reading guide. So Act 3, Scenes 1 and 2 with the reading guide are due on Monday. Hope you guys have a great day. I miss you all. There's an optional Zoom tomorrow, Thursday, at between 12 and 2, I believe, if you have any questions. Okay, I miss you all. Goodbye.